Welcome back. For real, welcome back. It has been a long break. I feel like it's been years, but years feel like days these days, and days feel like months, and all time is distorted. I think the last time we saw you sometime in February 2022, the month of 2222s. Now we are in April. It is April 6th. It is a nice, beautiful, not so beautiful day in Philadelphia, a little bit rainy.
It's always sunny here.
Yeah, but it is always sunny in here. Exactly. So I don't have a defined topic to talk about today. I wanted to kind of just see Pat. It's been a while. Wanted to kind of just talk about whatever kind of came up. There's a lot of things that have happened. I want to see maybe what resonates with Pat, and hopefully what resonates with Pat is what resonates with people who listen. So basically, some crazy things. Ukraine still happening. War seems like it's only gotten kind of worse in some aspects. A lot of civilian casualties, which is horrible. It also seems like a lot of people have forgotten about it a little. Not forgotten, but doesn't seem like it's talked about too much. I guess people are tired about it. I'm curious, is that like a strategy of Russia and Putin, kind of like just keep on dragging on, getting people tired, and then like when people are tired, not looking as much, you kind of do what you want. Who knows? But that's a wild situation. I guess people think of World War III when they think about that. Well, what about World War I? The shot heard around the world, the slap heard around the world. Will Smith, that's relevant to Philadelphia, something I've been pretty passionate about on social media, commenting and all of that. An unpopular opinion, it seems. I'm against violence 100%. Like, unless you get attacked violently, you shouldn't be violent, is how I personally think. But it seems like a lot of people are accepting of Will Smith using violence to defend his wife. And I think that's just, I don't understand that. And I think the culture we have right now of killing people is kind of what we get when we have a culture that kind of promotes violence. Because like, obviously, yeah, a slap is just a slap. But when you slap someone, if it escalates, it turns into a punch, it turns into a beat up, it turns into weapons get involved, and then you get killing. So that was kind of crazy. And then I guess just Philadelphia, there's fraud or corruption. There's a lot of cases going on, right? Or not cases, a lot of elections going on. It's a big year in Philadelphia. There's the Kenyatta case going on of fraud. Maybe just what are your thoughts?
Kenyatta Johnson, yeah, councilman, yeah.
Which I feel like is like the fourth fraud case in Philadelphia in the last like year. Which everyone knows government has been pretty corrupt for a while, but it seems like it's finally coming to light. At the same time, I don't really think is anything going to happen, even if he's found guilty. I feel like they like still keep office and like still do the same things. So I guess
tell that to Bobby Heenan.
Yeah, he's still in office, right?
No, he's gone, dude.
He's gone. Nice. He was the one who was connected to Johnny Doc, correct?
Johnny Doc, yeah.
And who took his role?
It's open. There is no council person.
Oh wow.
For that seat right now. So they're just not like his district is not represented.
Nice. That works. So I kind of said a lot. What do you want to respond to, Pat? Anything, everything? You could change the subject if you want.
No, man. I mean, dude, I feel like everything you mentioned, we have to like comment on briefly. You know, we want to do a short one. So, you know, Ukraine, it's just like, I think we are so desensitized to violence and to war, and maybe partly because, you know, two countries, two countries, twice, one country twice, Iraq, you know, and then Afghanistan, just to like in our lifetimes,
right.
You know, not to mention the conflict in Bosnia and the troubles in Northern Ireland and all sorts of stuff that has happened in our lifetime. But you know, the invasion of Ukraine, you know, we're literally watching like, you know, the civilian deaths in there are just insane. There's collateral damage everywhere. The United States has been privy to the death of civilians in the Middle East, and but Russia, straight up was just executing people in the street when they occupied certain towns, and now they've been driven out. They just left them there, and
there's videos and pictures to show for it.
Yeah,
it's denying, and there's no definitely video evidence.
It's pretty wild. So it's kind of crazy that in a matter of years, where Obama tried to reset relations with Russia and was unsuccessful, and Trump was buddies with him, and they interfered in our election, and basically nothing happened, and they tried to do it again, and basically nothing happened, and the Chinese got involved too, and now, like, we have a U.S. president who is calling the elected leader of another major nation, arguably a superpower still, a war criminal, and and the UN drawing up charges, and dealing with this.
What does that really mean if you call someone a war criminal?
It is in this sense. There's no going back, right? There's going to be no, like, we have crossed into a new relational dynamic with again a major not to like diss smaller it sounds so condescending, and
they affect a lot. They have
they are a major player on the world stage, and now
good or bad, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It just is what it is. But he's a war criminal in the eyes of the civilized world. China has just done nothing, which is like, in fact, they're propping them up and supporting them, and that really throws a lot of like chaotic things into doubt as far as how the world's going to be dealing with China going forward, because there's going to be a reckoning on that. And hey, Taiwan is looking and being like, holy shit, like, look what's happening to Ukraine, or like, are we next? And
it looks like there's a good chance.
And then, just like cutting them off from all these things. This is like unprecedented as far as what we're doing economically and culturally and logistically to like a major nation. And like, we're not going to be able to just go back, because they're not only are they waging war on a sovereign nation, but they're just executing like innocent people.
Here's a question, and it's a little to the side, but everything we're saying is a little to the side or a tangent. But I guess what made me think of this is, what if that happened to like America when we invaded Iraq, and the whole world was like, this is fucked up, and all of a sudden all of our bank accounts got cut off and people stopped using the dollar? That'd be kind of crazy. And then I guess what my question would be is, what's really the difference? And then two, what I kind of started thinking, or what like popped in my head, is like, everyone calls Russia an oligarchy, or they calls all these rich people oligarchs. Why isn't Mark Zuckerberg an oligarch, and Elon Musk an oligarch, and all of our billionaires who have meetings with the president and go to Congress to say whatever? I don't even really know what they do there, but aren't those oligarchs also? And then when you think about it, it's like, all right, they seem to be oligarchs also. So when we invaded Iraq, what if like the whole world just took Jeff Bezos's yacht? Like, that'd be pretty wild. And like, as you're saying, this is kind of unprecedented. And when you like think about it, it could have happened to us in a sense, and that's wild.
So yeah, I'll take it back. So they're Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg. They're very, 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 very powerful men. The honestly, the only difference is their source of wealth. That the Russian oligarchs and Putin at the fall of the Soviet Union just divvied up the country and took everything for themselves, and have all gotten rich because of each other and off of the Russian people. And they basically own all of this shit, and without us really all knowing exactly who owns what and where it comes from and all that. So that's like the big difference, is that they took advantage of a power vacuum and moved in and just, are now running the whole show
Just
as a bunch of buddies. And so the difference is that
just to play devil's advocate a little, and I'm like, I usually defend Elon Musk and a lot of these.
I don't. I know that sounded like I kind of was.
No. I don't think you're defending him. I'm just saying I usually do. So I'm just saying this kind of sounds like I'm attacking him, but I'm not. I'm just playing devil's advocate, trying to think this through. But like a lot of people say, hey, Tesla, SpaceX get billions of dollars in government contracts and tax exemptions.
Yes.
So like, isn't that getting wealthy from the government and AKA oligarchy?
Yes, it is getting wealthy. The only thing that I'll say is that it is supplemental for their business model. That Zuckerberg did invent a thing, as vile as Facebook has become.
Yeah,
he did invent a thing that no one can take away. Technological advances that Tesla's been a part of, that Amazon completely disrupted.
But they are kind of so you would say they kind of are an oligarchy or similar.
So I think that there are key differences, and then also woven right into that is the same freaking thing, that the U.S. government is complicit in making rich people richer. Absolutely. And all on our dime. So like it's both the same, but different.
Same, but different.
But it is the same and different. And the point is, it's a valid point to bring up. I would not say there's no difference, because that just I hate eliminating nuance. I hate eliminating key details. But at the same time, there are aspects of it that it's absolutely right. They do get rich off of us. So the other thing, the invasion of Iraq. All right. So Afghanistan, whether it was a flawed plan or not, we got attacked and decided to go in there in order to get Osama bin Laden, but the Bush administration didn't, and blah, blah, blah. Now, Iraq, Dick Cheney and George Bush wanted to redo the Gulf War. And so they made up stuff, lied to the American people. Definitely, I believe they committed war crimes, and there has been cases on the docket that list the president, along with Rumsfeld and Wolfson and everybody in their administration, for being culpable in war crimes. Whether it's what happened in Gitmo or whatever, but nothing happened to them. Believe me, I get it. The only difference between our system and what happens in Russia is that we do litigate these things. There are things on paper, and there are allegations made within our country without anybody disappearing or being executed. And so that's like the key difference
that we know of.
Well, that we know of, but I mean, Ketanji Brown Jackson is a nominee for the Supreme Court, and she was a defense attorney for Gitmo detainees, and she got questioned in the open by the Senate about documents and cases that she was a part of, where George W. Bush and Donald Rumsfeld are listed as being culpable in war crimes. And she got pummeled on that by Republicans. And that was 20 years ago. And she's now up to be a Supreme Court nominee. So I would highlight that as a key difference, is that we do, even though nothing happened to these men, we do things differently. We're able to talk about it out in the open. We're able to call them war criminals, and essentially nothing happens to us. Now, now Scooter Libby and Dick Cheney's office outed a CIA agent because her husband was going around saying that the premise for the Iraq war was a lie. So they made a movie about her. Her name was Valerie Plum. She was an active CIA agent, and they blew her cover, and her whole life was ruined.
No way.
So they behaved in very similar ways to Putin in that instance. But hey, man, we're the United States, dude. You can't take away our assets because they're all in our banks. You can't
Yeah.
You can't crash the dollar because it ain't the ruble, because the
Right.
whole world runs on the dollar.
Yeah. No.
You can't take us off SWIFT. You can't deny us the money from the International Monetary Fund because we run that shit.
Yeah. That's
So like
good though.
the difference is that we can commit more crimes, and like who's honestly gonna hold us accountable?
Yeah, I think though it's getting to a point where we used to commit these war crimes and people didn't even know about it. It seems like now more and more people or countries are aware of it, and they're starting to maybe team up a little bit and say, hey, like if two of us or if three of us team up and do payments for gas in the ruble or in the yuan or in Bitcoin, we maybe can get some leverage against the US that we haven't been able to do before. And they have a valid point or reason now, because like we are pretty hypocritical with a lot of what we do.
We absolutely do. We don't have the moral. It is ironic that about the death and destruction that we caused, especially in Iraq, but also Afghanistan. But there is nobody out there to hold it in the world that we live in right now, and the way the paradigm is. There is nobody really to hold us accountable except for the American people.
Yep. But which we do a decent job of, I'd say, at least. But
I mean, we certainly don't stay silent.
No, that's for sure. I don't know if what we're saying always makes sense, but we do shout. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. And so I think the bottom line there, man, is that we are the ones who are, the American people are the ones that have to hold leaders accountable, and we have to be critical thinkers. We have to be smart about it. Anybody that listens to this, and I doubt there anybody that has this point of view that is like the QAnon, like that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about legitimate stuff that our government does that is actually happening. And
that's actually happening.
It's like actually happening, not pedophile rings in the basement of a pizza shop run by Hillary Clinton. There's plenty of stuff that the Clintons have done, people. Right. Why don't you get upset about that?
Right. Crazy.
You know what I mean? Like they just had that American Crime Story series just came out with a new season about the Monica Lewinsky stuff.
No,
and you wanna see fucked up shit that the Clintons were involved in, just watch that thing. And there's stuff that this nation is just completely forgotten about people's lives ruined, and so but again, we love the tangent. And then Will Smith. You can't, it doesn't matter if, listen, I know that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, like people like question their relationship and their love and their family. That's messed up. That's messed up.
Yeah.
It's also messed up that like you become an entertainer, you become wildly popular, you want to maintain like being a human and not being dehumanized. But guess what? With great power comes great responsibility. And exactly. So when you're Will Smith and your whole brand, you did this. You promoted yourself as being a squeaky clean, like righteous motherfucker.
Yep.
If that is your brand, with whether it's your rap career or Fresh Prince, all the way through all your movies, you cannot walk up on stage when children are watching, when vulnerable people are watching, when Chris Rock makes a joke, which, by the way, as much as people obsess over your lives, not everybody knows that Jada Pinkett Smith had alopecia. I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because no offense, but like, who cares?
Yep.
And he makes a joke about G.I. Jane, which, okay, in bad taste. Maybe he knew, maybe then, who cares? And you slap him like really freaking hard on live TV and then use the F-bomb twice.
Crazy. Uncalled, yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying, man? I don't think this is a debate. And anybody that says, are you saying he shouldn't be able to defend his wife? First of all, why does Jada need to be defended by her husband by striking another man on live TV? If that was me, Stevie would have lost it.
Yeah.
if I hit somebody simply because they made a joke at her expense.
Yeah.
That
No,
would have been so inappropriate, and I'm not a famous person.
yeah, not yet. Not yet.
Well, maybe I'll be able to know. Someday I'll know what it's like to be a famous person and have people make jokes about you and whatever. But guess what? All of us as human beings eat shit every day. We all eat shit.
Well, that's why I hate how these celebrities just get excused for so much. It makes no sense.
And they act like they're the only ones that don't eat shit. They're the only ones that don't have people make jokes about them, and then they have to smile. And that's his speech. That was a direct quote that he said. It's really, basically, he was saying it's really tough for people to make jokes on your expense and smile and act like it doesn't mean anything. Welcome to being a human being on planet Earth.
Exactly. He actually has like a platform to talk. A lot of people don't even have a platform to themselves, and he can't absolutely ridiculous.
He can pick up a big ass microphone and be like, hey, so and so is making fun of you. I'm going to show you how to be a bigger man, and I can talk about how that hurts people's feelings, or I can choose to laugh it off and show people how to be a man, because that's what being, to me, that's what being a man is being a freaking adult.
Which we've lost sight of.
She can take care of herself. She's an adult. You trust her, and with her maturity, with having multiple partners, with doing what she wants, with having your kids, with being a partner in life with you, but you don't trust that she can handle a joke.
Right. Crazy.
Now, at the same time, Chris Rock, come on, man, you did a whole documentary about hair.
Yeah, no.
Like, at the same time, you did a whole documentary about hair.
I'm excited for when he finally does respond about it. I hope he does, because that's just gonna be hilarious. But I gotta run, Pat. Honestly,
love you.
Talking to you.
I just ranted. I love you.
No, it was good. We had a lot to catch up on, and hopefully the next week is not as crazy as the last month has been. Hopefully next week we can actually like delve in to a topic, not just talk about the world seems to come to an end with fucking madness going on right now. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm hopeful that this next week is going to be stable, normal, all is going to be good, and we're going to get back into the swing of things and routine. Oh my God, special appearance, Brownie.
Brownie wants dinner.
Yeah, she looks ready. She's adorable. Hey, Brownie.
Say hi to Jer.
I miss her. I would love to what's it called? See her and see if she still goes.
Yeah, definitely want to see that, man.
I'm sure she would. But all right, I'm gonna stop recording now. Peace out.
Love you.